Warning, incoming game over. Warning, incoming game over.
Well, that was a fun one, folks. The Calgary Flames take down the Nashville Predators by a
Warning,
score of 2-0.
incoming
And of course,
game
I don't
over.
have this stream
Warning.
muted, so you get the incoming game over twice. I'll get good at this one day, I swear, Anand. But Anand, a first career shutout for the goaltender of the future for the Flames, Dustin Wolf.
Yeah, that was an amazing performance, Conrad. We were not sure where we would start the show before off air. We weren't quite sure, and then all of a sudden we waited till the last minute, and we got a top headline. Dustin Wolf, our future goaltender, gets a shutout, his first career NHL shutout. What a proud moment it must be for him.
And in a game where the team in front of him only played, let's call it mediocre, because I think that's what it was. But before we get any further, got to get through this first ad read of the evening. Check out the Game Over Network's new flagship show over on the Game Over Network channel. Hyperdrive Hockey, all things hockey across various leagues in multiple countries. Whatever it is and wherever it is, Max, Daphne, and Kev have you covered for all of your hockey news with a steady dose of fun and fan engagement. Find Hyperdrive Hockey on the Game Over Network YouTube channel or on any podcast catcher that you use. And make sure you hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube and review it on your podcatcher. It helps us so much. And if you want to catch it on our website, head on over to the Game Over Network. You can find it there as well. And you have to think Dustin Wolf probably going to be talked about on that show, because there's a lot of talk surrounding Dustin Wolf about, is he ready? Is he truly ready to take that next step and be that 1A instead of this tandem goaltender? And I think when you've had a team that had as many struggles as they did today, Dustin Wolf has given you that answer.
Yeah, 100%. We were going into the season, is he NHL ready? And then ever since, he has unbelievably stepped up every minute. I think he's making those key saves. I think there was one highlight key save in the second period, and then followed by the third period, then keeping the team in the game. He kept it all night long. He was outstanding. Even he's a bit taller than UC Saros, the opposite goaltender of Nashville Predators.
All
So
of
if he
2 inches
can
taller. Like, let's be real about this.
Yeah, 2 inches taller. If he can match that level, for sure. Now Dustin Wolf is NHL ready. We have seen the stats he has gotten. Now I'm curious to see if he'll get a second consecutive start like Dan Bladder did. Dan Bladder shut out the what was it, New Jersey Devils, and then we played Edmonton the next day. It will be interesting to see if we can see a Dustin Wolf a second time, because I think he truly has earned the second consecutive start.
And that 10 bell save you were talking about, it wasn't against some journeyman NHLer. It's against the man playing in his 11,100th game tonight, Steven Stamkos, a guy who has eaten goaltenders for lunch throughout this league. So I think this is truly the sign that Wolf is ready. And I don't think by any stretch of the imaginations we are saying that Dan Vladar has played poorly, but I think Dustin Wolf may have won the net for an extended audition going forward. Because stopping 29 shots, and I don't have shot attempts here with me at the moment, but the fact of the
I'll
matter
take a
is,
look at that for a Conrad.
yeah, the fact of the matter, stopping 29 shots from a team that, by every pundit that I'm listening to, is confused about why the Predators are struggling as badly as they are.
Yeah, I do
Because
know
there
the
is
shut
a,
it down.
yeah, because there is a lot of talent on this Predator squad. We mentioned, obviously, the big offseason signing of Steven Stamkos after he leaves the Tampa Bay Lightning, but Philip Forsberg is still there. Gus Nyquist is a guy who in the past has shown the ability to score. Obviously, if you get down the lineup, you're seeing a little bit of the struggles of the salary cap constraints that are put on this team after their buyouts. Like, I don't think anyone's thinking Zach Haru, I believe it's Zach is his first name. Yeah, Zachary LaHaru, or Evangelista, Like, there were moments in this game where I'm like, quoting the Conor McGregor quote, "Who the bleep is that bleeping guy?" I've had that playing in my head a few times. Like, Delgazio, I have no idea where he came from. Obviously, there is still Shen, Lausanne, lots of known names. But Dustin Wolf shut them out. And then we have to give credit where credit is due down on the other side, too. Yusei Saros, 31 stops on 32 shots. And that was an incredible shot by Denis Miramanov that beat him over the shoulder. And of course, there's going to be the eye test fans out there saying if Saros is 6'2", that doesn't beat him over the shoulder. But that's still one of the best goaltenders in terms of positioning that Denis Miramanov beat.
Yeah, 100%. Daniel Miramano. He was kind of sneaky from the pass to Mackenzie Weegar, and then tries to shoot it high top shelf. And yeah, I think it's one of the high skilled position like the goaltenders practice and they play. And Daniel Miramano sneakily beating past UC Saros. Got to give credit to that as well.
And everyone credits his offensive flair to the fact that he was a forward. And he snuck in off the point, and the shot actually kind of reminded me of a similar release that Michael Backlund had against the Sabres, and then in the last home game that the Flames played prior to their jaunt over to Vancouver. Just beats the goaltender over the shoulder, no doubt, and it was a great face-off play. Executed well. Nazem Kadri wins it back. As you said, Weegar gets it across, and the Flames manage to take advantage of the one hole in the armor. But we're going to have to talk a little bit about the Lions, but that will come here in our second period. But before I go, I got to give us one of these. A wolf howl to celebrate Dustin Wolf. On his first NHL shutout. I'll give it another go a little bit later. So I know Tokai probably is going to be in chat here at some point. But before we get there, let's make sure I hit the graphics and actually have them work this time. Game Over Network is an independent production focused on community inclusion and quality people. If you're interested in supporting the Game Over Network, we have crowdfunding options available. In the description or doobly-doo of this episode, you'll find a link to our Patreon page. We're also working on a page through LaRousse, which is similar to Kickstarter, but also has links to the Quebec government. If we can raise $15,000, we can employ a lot more people full time. So if you want to see anything from us, we're not just asking for your money. We are willing to do some fun and games, whether that's you want to have us all go out and try our hand at what's the name of the Top Golf place down south of Calgary? I can't remember. It's open through the winter. That's all I know. If you want to see something like that and see some extra additional fun content, please let us know either in the live chat alongside this video. The comments after this video is up for a little while. It goes to a comment section rather than the live chat. Or join us over on Discord. I know some of us have left X, not necessarily for this show, but the Game Over Network's still on X. However, we are trying to build our presence on Blue Sky as well. So if you have flown the coop to where skies are looking a little more blue, follow all of our hosts there. Well, and the Game Over Network in general. But the big news coming into the game today was the lines getting thrown into an absolute blender, including Connor Zary taking his talents back up the middle of the ice for the Flames. I've been hammering away at the Flames face-off percentage not being good enough, and I don't think it necessarily was all that great today. Connor Zary operating at 46.7%, so I don't see how many face-offs he took today. Also got waved out a fair bit, so maybe that's just not having the positioning quite as ready as you'd like. But Martin Pospisil struggled in the dot, was only at 33%, but having Nazem Kadri operating at 65%. Igor Sharangovich, when he had to come in, was very effective as well at 45%. But Michael Backlund, someone we've relied upon for this team to win offensive and defensive zone faceoffs, only operating at 46%. I still think that's a concern, even with the lineup shuffle that took place today.
Yeah, it was the first look at Zari on Sunday tonight, and I think I'll give him the benefit of doubt. He's still learning the bit of logistics. It is just one game in. Maybe he needs some more practice, some more adjusting from his winger side to the center. So I give him benefit of the doubt there. But I think he did his work. He did, like you said, he got a couple of times waved off, and I think that's the asset of learning as well. Like positioning yourself correctly, making sure you're not too early or too late, and that's one thing if the refs don't like that happening. And then, meanwhile, other players, so Sharangovic, not bad. You talked about Nazem Kadri, not bad. Yeah, Backlund operating at 46. He's the captain. He's taking that little bit more of leadership figure. I think he should improve a little, especially since we rely him on. He's that one main face-off or PK guy. Even he was known for that last season, so maybe he needs to step it up a little. But I'm liking Zari so far. He'll get hopefully a couple more chances down at center.
However, we do have to keep in mind as Flames fans that Preds do have two of the most elite face-off men in the league, in Ryan O'Reilly and Steven Stamkos. So you kind of have to tune back the expectations, knowing what your opponent is trying to do. And if you have two elite centermen that you're going up against, sometimes that face-off percentage will drop a little bit, but it's growing. The other thing that the positioning kind of was a little shaky was on the power play. I don't love having Connor Zary up at the top with your one power play defenseman on power play unit 1. It's not that he doesn't have a well-guided shot. I just feel he looked a little frantic out there. And this is his first game on power play unit 1, filling that role, not being the bumper guy. But I think it's something we need to watch for a little bit more evaluation, because we've been ultra critical of both power play units on this show. And obviously, they weren't great tonight, but they were going against the number 1 penalty kill in the NHL. So how much can we really judge them? What are your thoughts, Anand?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's difficult. I know we want to get our positioning right. We want to get our power play right, but then you should also understand there are opponent teams that are more excellent than it. So, do you give a bit of leeway for the team? Do you maybe consider that they are good and we can outmatch them? I know we don't have that one center figure we're talking about. We don't have that one elite player to match the Nashville Predators, so maybe that's possibly one reason. I'm gonna talk about a little bit of more of the odd man advantage situation and the power play moving on in the third period frame. But I think overall you need to, I think, give them the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time understand they are playing for a reason, and the special teams can maybe sometimes win you games. It can maybe even put you in trouble and lose you games as well. So there is a bit of a balance on how you weigh. It depends. If you want to win the night, you are strong and happy, you need to perform on the special teams. If not, then it's fine. The other team is much more stronger, and we understand that there are teams like that out there.
So I know that a lot of our chat members are probably watching a certain battle going on, but we had also a fight in this game today. Brendan Bahal versus McCarron for the Preds. What are your thoughts on the Bahal kind of answering for? I thought it was a clean hit. I think maybe it's a little bit of it was a little bit of a sandwich, and it's a young guy that he was hitting. What were your thoughts on that, Anand, before we head to our third period?
Yeah, I don't know if I saw that hit nearly, but I saw where the Pahal went in and fought. Yeah, I think there are some teammates, of course, with the Flames team that will stay strong for it. They will fight for the right. and they'll also stay behind and support a team. And I think Pahal is that one example who's not afraid to do anything. In most games, you'll see him assist a goal, you'll see him score a goal, and then finally, and then stepping up and fighting whenever it's needed. So I think it's that combined, what you call, how do I, team bonding activities that they have done recently. I think it makes it for a strongest case that Pahal is doing well, and he had that right to go and fight in case he thought that was an ill-time hit.
Well, it was him delivering the hit, so it was McCarron standing up
Yeah.
for his teammate. But McCarron is 6'6", so that's a intimidating man. Not that Brendan Bahal is a short man himself. But I remembered something we need to talk about before we go to the third period, and that was the abysmal 5-on-3 power play. I've seen bottom tier AJHL teams with better puck movement, more bodies moving, and the ability to pull the trigger on a 5-on-3 man advantage. That may have been the worst Flames power play since Troy Brower's contract was given the heave-ho. It's not excusable how bad that was. Like, I know you're going to talk about something a little bit later in the show that kind of builds on this, but you have a nearly minute 55 of a two-man advantage, and you manage one shot. That is inexcusable. And I did notice it looked like it went back to the original power play setup or personnel for that 5-on-3. There's a reason we changed that as a team. Like, that's just not excusable in my mind. Did you get to watch that? Because I know you were kind of bouncing
Yeah,
around today.
yeah, no, yeah, I was watching the 5-on-3. I was following the Twitter and the Blue Sky stream also closely as well. I know people were not happy with the 5-on-3, just one shot in. Um, yeah, no dynamic movement. That, I mean, they might have moved around a bit, but it is too much overpassing. No shots on net. They're not creating the chances. Not doing the high danger ones as well. So total different opposite. And I don't know what we can get the power play going. I don't know what we can get the man to man advantage going. I think they've tried everything almost. I don't know, Conrad. I'm totally lost for words on how you can fix the special teams. And I think you said you introduced this topic very well. I think those junior teams like AJHL or even any other junior teams, they do it perfectly
Yeah, I don't
compared to.
know. Do we need to send the boys out to an Airdrie Bisons game to go and have them watch what a power play looks like? Like, I'm pretty exasperated on it. But to not beleaguer the point, it's something we've mentioned, I think, in most of the shows that I've done, is how bad that power play is. So I'm not going to harp on it too much more other than that 5-on-3. But as we head into our third period, folks, if you are watching, please hit that like and subscribe button. Join us in the chat, because chat interaction makes this thing so much more fun. Speaking of interaction, why don't you go check out some of our friends out east and join the crew on Game On and Game Over Montreal. Veterans Andrew Berkshire and Mark Dumont are joined by newcomer KM Mom. The show is a little bit rambly at times. I know that when we did the crossover, Peter and Mark went on forever, but it's brilliant. These guys are some of the smartest in the game. So find them and the rest of the Game Over Network at thegameovernetwork.com. Or, as I mentioned, I'm going to beat this into the ground. Join us on Blue Sky. Join us on X. Join us on our Discord server. We love talking with you. And hey, we even talk in memes. If you want to talk in GIF form, I'll join you. But let's head on to our third period. And we're going to do this similar to like what I did with Matt. And that's just we're going to kind of bounce some ideas back and forth. So we kind of talked about some things, but I want to talk a little bit myself about the future of Dan Vladar. I think there are lots of teams right now that are very much going through goaltending struggles. Whether that's what kind of Sam Montembeau we're going to see, over in Montreal, whether that's getting another goaltender in Ottawa to help out whatever the heck was going on there last night, where you're not sending your number one goaltender out to face a absolute firing squad. Whether that's Pittsburgh, because Tristan Jarry has turned into a pumpkin. This may be the time for Craig Conroy to get the best return for a Dan Vladar. Logan Cooley has been lighting up the AHL, and it might be his time to say, I need
Sorry,
some time.
Conrad, Devin Cooley, right?
Devin Cooley, you are correct. I always do that. There's two of them in the NHL. It is Devin Cooley. I apologize. The greatest quote in all of hockey right now. But yes, it is time for Cooley to come up to the NHL, and it may be time to get the best return we can for Dan Vladar. Now I'll turn the mic over to you, Anand. What's you got on your mind?
I want to talk about that 2-0 opportunity, or we touched about little bit in the.
Opportunities. You can put an S on that. There was more than one tonight.
Yeah, there was more than one tonight, but one key one I saw as well. Like I said, I was jumping off here in between, and then the 5-on-3 as well. I think those two, I'm not a fan of. I don't know if it's the Flames that the way they practice. I don't know if they go passing first mentality. I think they have more of than the shooting mentality. Even with players like individual. I don't like name shaming players, but like a Kuzmenko, I don't know where his shot has gone. Huberto, he just drop passes to everybody
Well,
you
well,
talk about.
you say that, but he did hit the post in the second period. The
Yeah.
only player when they were on these odd man rushes to actually shoot today was Jonathan Huberdeau.
Yeah, he had one drop pass, but then he rebounded with that over the post. I think I texted you, OMG, Huberto hit the post and he shot. So I think got to give credit to that one shot at least. And then yeah, definitely. So not a huge fan of these odd man rushes or the man-to-man advantages. I think we play better on 5-on-5. That's one of my take for tonight.
All right. And I told all of our friends over that are running our clips this was coming. So, Anand, you might want to turn down your headphones. The Flames fan base needs to be saved from themselves. We need to stop doing the wave, period. We are not responsible enough as a fan base to continue doing the wave. Audie joked about this when he was hosting. Peter's talked about it multiple times. We were up 1-0 in this game. Dustin Wolf is going for his first NHL shutout, and the fans in that building start doing the wave. Yes, I get you spent your $200 for your lower bowl ticket. You spent your what is the cost for a beer now in the Saddle Dome? I think it's like $15-ish. Let's call it
Yeah,
that.
around that.
You're paying through the teeth for your privilege to go watch the Flames play in person, so you feel entitled to act however you want. That is not the case. If it's 4-0, the Flames are absolutely blowing teams out of the water. I get it. Get rowdy. Cheer on the Flames. But there are much better ways to do it. We've seen it too many times in recent history where the Flames are up 2, up 3. They start doing the waves and the wheels fall off. I'm 100% sure it's a jinx at this point. But this Flames fan base, either learn when to do the wave or sit down, cheer as loud as you were. We've had so many complaints about the silent dome from numerous hosts on this show. They were allowed today, but if we can avoid doing the wave, this fan base will be a better place. And I will not be stressed for the final 5 minutes, hoping Dustin Wolf can bring home the shutout. I'll let you go on. Do you have one more point, Anand, for the third period?
I just want to revisit your point about the wave.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to remind fans. I've been to the dome a couple of times, many times now, and I've seen the wave happen as well at close chances. I think give it a bigger gap when you're gonna do the wave, just because I think the players can hear it too, and their confidence might go deter. So let them have it, let it get sealed, let them have that insurance goal. Then you go crazy. I don't care whatever you do, but just till that till we have that bigger cushion, just leave it alone. Just say go Flames go. That's it. Don't do the wave.
You
Don't
can
get
cheer,
a
you can be loud,
yeah,
but I don't need this all throughout the Saddle Dome.
yeah.
And
And
go ahead.
one other point, I guess, congratulations to Dustin Wolf for his first ever NHL shutout. I think that he has been looking for it ever since. We saw that.
The 2 minutes and 37 seconds when it went off
Yeah,
his blocker.
yeah, we have seen that, and then also last season against the San Jose Sharks, I think it was when I think Martin Pospisil took that offensive end penalty. That was also once, so I think he truly deserves it. He has kept us in the game always. So, good point. Shout out to Dustin Wolf tonight.
And I guess once again we do have to shout out Steven Stamkos. 1,100 games in the NHL, most of them with the Tampa Bay Lightning, getting that mark here tonight. But he got the loss too. So there's not a lot of questions in chat, not a lot of involvement in chat today. So I'm going to ask you one question here, Anand.
Yeah.
I'm a huge music guy. We already did the Taylor Swift song question here. But if you had to describe this game with a song, do you have one? Because I think I do.
For describe this.
Okay, I'll go with mine and give you some time.
Yeah.
I actually got two. First one, obviously, is Who Let the Dogs Out? Wolf Dogs. Dustin Wolf, celebrate his first victory. And cheer on the Baja Men. Remember the Baja Men. If anybody is old and like me. The other song is... Oh, what? I had it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What's that new Shabuzi song? The one. Here comes the two.
About Tipsy song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like that was the first two periods. The Flames were tipsy, not prepared. The Predators were tipsy after playing on a hangover, having to do that cross Alberta bus ride. That's kind of how I felt this game was, where it wasn't a great hockey game. Things were getting a little bit off the rails. Those are my two answers.
Okay, I think I have one now, Conrad. I think mine is Glee. I don't know if you ever heard this song before, but it's Glee, Don't Stop Believing. I think the Flames don't stop believing at all. They come back. I think it's the third period. I think they have like now 48 goals in third period this season or something like that. Or, yeah, something like that. So, yeah,
So
I
you
think
want
I'll
and you
give.
want the cover version, not the original by Journey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Oh, we can go with the original. But with that being said, I think we're going to put a bow on this one. But if you are listening, fans, I do heavily, heavily encourage you to listen to the next Calgary Flames Game Over. That is on Tuesday at 7 p.m. It'll feature Peter and Anand. There is going to be a bit of an announcement on that stream. So please, please, please tune in. It will be an important show. So please show up on Tuesday. I know I'll be there in chat. And just continue and thank you so much for your support. As I mentioned, we are moving on to Blue Sky, a lot of us. So if you are making that move, be sure to check us out. I believe I'm at conradkrausert.bsky.com. Let me
I'll
look
verify for you.
Yeah. But and your CM underscore Anand or
So,
CGY.
Conrad, you are Conrad Krausert dot bsky dot social,
Yeah.
and I am on CGY Anand dot bsky dot social.
Those may change. We're trying to figure out a way to get us all on the thegameovernetwork.com at. We're working on that. So yes, that is us if you're making the journey over to Blue Sky. Once again, thank you so much, folks. We are 10 subscribers away from hitting that 100 subscriber milestone. So if you have Flames fans, friends, please encourage them to come give us a look as well. Game On Calgary will be returning. But before I turn off the stream, Anand, I have to hide you for a second here.
Sure.
The Game On merch. Do the little ad read. What better way to support something you love? And if you love us, you can rock our Game Over logo as clothing like I am. Whether you feel the nostalgic pull of our retro skater design, want to make the statement with the established design, which you just saw beside me and is one I'm wearing, which I do believe is still currently on sale. If you want to wear your love for goalies proudly with the live and die by the goalie design, or if you need another coffee mug to get through this winter, which I swear I've been told is coming, we're not going to have the infinite fall. But we've got you covered. Designed by Brady Callis from the Game Over Winnipeg. Use the QR code on stream now and take a look through our apparel store. Help us rebuild local sports media in Canada while repping this incredible community.
Warning.
Oh my goodness.
Incoming game over.
No, go away, intro. Technology is great. And you know what? Let's do one more question here. Who has impressed you more at center? Connor Zary or Martin Pospisil this season? I know, 1 game sample size, not a lot to go on for Zary.
I think I'll go with Zari just because he is still learning. He has done more things even not being a center. He has done many defensemen many a time this season. He has seen that offensive spike. He has just maybe been unlucky not being able to convert into the back of the net. So I think I'll give Zari that credit. Of course, no hit to Martin Pospisil, but Martin Pospisil, we haven't seen that offensive push from him just yet. And that player he was coming from as a rookie from the AHL, we haven't seen that spike. And maybe he has taken a little too much careless penalties like I talked about. So I think I would give the credit, a little up edge credit to Zari, even though it has been just the 1 game he's on center.
And I guess I said Pospisil. He hasn't been the center. Or, well, he has been a center a little bit. And what's the name of the player we just called up? My brain is fried. 6'8", Adam Klapka. Do you think we see Adam Klapka on Tuesday?
So here is what I think, Conrad. So we got a shutout today. We won today, saying that we know we don't like line changes when we win. So that's 1 point. So I'm not gonna push it off completely, but I'm also gonna say I want Klapka to see a game as well because how great he has been. So
And I just love
I
that.
wouldn't be surprised if Haska puts the line into blender again. So
sorry to talk over you there.
yeah.
As much as I appreciate what Kevin Rooney has done, and he blocked a couple more shots today, I do love just having that line that has the 6'4" Costco, the 6'8" absolute unit of Adam Klapka, and then I don't want to call him a rat, but it's the best comparable for Ryan Lomberg, the Lamborghini, who was flying again today. So I would like to see that, especially against a team that has a little bit of grit, a little bit of snarl in the New York Islanders in their only visit to Calgary this season. Yeah, we got that New York swing coming through. Islanders on Tuesday, 7 o'clock puck drop. Rangers, which is Matt and I, on Thursday for a 7 p.m. puck drop. But that will be it for us tonight on Game Over Calgary. For myself, Conrad Krausert, for my co-host, Anand Unnithan, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, tune in Tuesday after that game for a couple important announcements. Have a wonderful weekend. Go Flames, go.
Have a good weekend to Conrad. Take care.